You are watching this video because you want a shortcut. You want to know what the wealthy, the successful, the high earners aren't telling you. And for 5 years, I was one of them. For 5 years, I lived a double life. I had a secret habit, a silent routine, a hidden project that I kept locked down from my boss, my colleagues, and honestly, even my closest friends. Why? Because if they knew, they would have either called me crazy or they would have tried to stop me. This wasn't a side hustle. It wasn't investing in crypto. It wasn't selling an online course. This was a single, simple, actionable thing I did every single day without fail for 1,825 days. And the result? It doubled my annual income. Not over 5 years, but it created the foundation that allowed me to demand double my salary in year 5. And today, I'm finally breaking that silence. I'm going to tell you exactly what it was. But first, you have to understand why I needed a secret in the first place. My life 5 years ago looked great on paper. Stable corporate job, decent title, but I was stuck. Stuck in the salary bracket, stuck in the mediocrity, stuck watching my peers who weren't even as smart as I was get promoted and get paid more. I was a $75,000 per year employee, putting in $150,000 per year effort. That frustration, that burning sense of unfairness, that was the fuel. I knew if I couldn't beat the system from the outside, I had to build a parallel system on the inside. The lowest point arrived exactly 4 years and 11 months ago. I'd been working on a massive project for 6 months, late nights, canceled weekends. I handed it in. It was a success. My boss called me in. I thought, this is it, the promotion, the raise. Instead, he gave me a coffee mug that said world's best team player and a 2% cost of living adjustment. 2%? My yearly raise wouldn't even cover the increased rent. That night, I sat in my apartment staring at the coffee mug, and I realized a terrifying truth. My value was being defined by someone else's broken system. The traditional workplace is a trap. It rewards visibility, not production. It rewards politics, not competence. And worst of all, it makes you trade your potential for predictability. I was exchanging my 8 hours for a fixed number, and that number was insulting. My efforts were linear, but my ambitions were exponential. The system forces you to ask permission to grow. I decided right then, I was done asking permission. I needed a secret weapon that would grow exponentially, while the rest of my life only seemed to grow linearly. But what if I failed? That's why it had to be a secret. If I started a public side hustle, everyone would watch. And if I failed, which most new ventures do, the public failure would hurt my reputation at the office. The secret habit had to be something that built a fortress around my progress. Something that would only see the light of day when it was already an undeniable success. It was a calculated risk of 5 years of hidden work versus a lifetime of mediocrity. I chose the hidden path. After weeks of research, I'm talking about studying millionaires, reading biographies, and analyzing economic principles, I noticed a pattern. The highest earners in any field weren't the ones who worked the most hours. They were the ones who controlled the distribution of knowledge. They didn't just know things, They had a system for articulating and selling that knowledge. But how could a 9-to-5 employee build a knowledge distribution system without being caught? That was the core problem. The secret couldn't be revenue-focused in the beginning. It had to be asset-focused. It had to be something that built up compounding interest, but not financially, intellectually. It had to be portable, scalable, and impossible to trace back to my desk. So I decided the secret was to build a database, a massive, personalized, highly structured database of expert-level knowledge in my domain. But not just gathering knowledge, I was repackaging it. This was the key. My daily routine became a military operation. Phase 1, the 5 a.m. shift. I woke up at 5 a.m. every day, not to answer emails, but to work on my asset. I allocated exactly 90 minutes, not 60, not 120, 90 minutes of deep work. Phase 2, the digital fortress. All my work was done on a completely separate cloud drive, on a specific, non-work-related laptop. No work Wi-Fi, no trace. Phase 3, the data collection. During my 9-to-5, I wasn't just working, I was harvesting. I was documenting every meeting, every successful project template, every key conversation into my mental framework, ready to be processed later. The secret wasn't the data. The secret was the structure I imposed on the data. Year 1 was brutal. The database was messy, the discipline was exhausting, I was permanently tired. I had nothing to show for it. No extra money, just a hidden folder full of notes. Friends invited me out, I said no. My wife asked why I was so focused. I had to deflect and say, just working on a tough project. The emotional toll of lying was immense. I almost quit dozens of times. The voice in my head kept saying, "You're wasting your time. Just go back to being normal." But I kept remembering that $75,000 salary and that insulting coffee mug. I persevered because the cost of not doing it was greater than the cost of doing it in secret. The switch flipped in year 3. The database reached critical mass. Suddenly, I could predict problems at work before they happened. I could pull up a perfectly structured, documented solution to any crisis in minutes. My performance at the 9-to-5 job skyrocketed. It looked like genius, but it was just perfect preparation enabled by my secret habit. My boss started relying on me for everything. They didn't realize that my genius was a pre-packaged asset I had spent 1,800 hours building outside of work. This led to my first unprompted raise, a 15% increase. It was good, but it still wasn't doubled. I knew I needed to use the asset externally. Year 4 was about leveraging the asset. The secret wasn't just collecting knowledge, it was about outputting it. I used the structured knowledge to consult, speak at small events, and create highly specific niche content, all under a pseudonym, all untraceable to my company email or name. I wasn't selling time, I was selling solutions generated by the database. My consulting income in year 4 exceeded my base salary. The $75,000 employee was now making $80,000 on the side just from 90 minutes a day. In year 5, I walked into my boss's office not to ask for a raise, but to present an ultimatum. I presented the market value of my unique skill set, a skill set entirely built by my secret database. The result? They doubled my base salary to keep me meeting the external value I had created. The secret was no longer about hiding failure. It was about achieving a success so massive it couldn't be ignored. So, what was the secret? The thing I did every single day for 5 years that nobody knew about. It was a structured habit that I call the 90-minute domain-specific daily architecture practice, or DSDAP for short. Most people journal, most people meditate. I was doing something far more aggressive. I was structurally rebuilding my entire professional knowledge domain, piece by piece, and turning it into a deployable asset. The secret is, I spent 90 minutes every morning architecting my knowledge into 3 distinct deliverables that had compounding value. 1. The template library. I translated every successful or failed project into a replicable template, stored and searchable. 2. The counter-argument database. I documented every objection, every political landmine, every reason a project failed, and built a pre-written counter-argument for it. 3. The output engine, the most important part. I used the templates and counter-arguments to generate one perfectly polished piece of knowledge output, an article, a presentation, a speaking pitch, every day, even if I never shared it. This process alone taught me how to articulate complexity simply. You can start your own DSDAP today. Step 1. Define your domain. What area can you become the undisputed expert in? Step 2. Allocate 90 minutes. This time is non-negotiable and must be done when your brain is sharpest. Step 3. Focus on architecture, not consumption. Don't read during this time. Build. Step 4. Output. Don't store. The real magic is in the daily creation of that perfectly polished output. It turns passive knowledge into active skill. The reason it must be a secret? Because when you share your methods, people judge your progress before it's ready. They drain your energy with questions. Keep it silent, let the results speak.
The irony of the secret is this. I was hiding the fact that I was building the one thing that truly mattered, self-sufficiency. I wasn't dependent on my company for my value. I was building a second, better system outside of it. The secret wasn't a magic formula. It was the discipline of consistency. 5 years of 90 minutes a day is over 2,700 hours of highly focused, high-leverage work. That's more than a full-time job for a year and a half, built entirely in the margins of my life. That is the true secret to exponential growth. Was it ethical to keep it a secret? Absolutely. Your potential is your asset. Your time outside of work is yours. I was simply making my own rules in the dark so I could control my destiny in the light. The secret only ended when the results made the secret irrelevant. Now it's your turn. I want to know, what secret habit are you going to start today that will define your next 5 years? Write it down in the comments below. No need to share the details, just the commitment. Let's start the movement of silent progress. If you found the value in this deep dive, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing for more deep dive strategies, and if you want to see the exact consulting assets I built, check out the video on the end screen right now. I'll see you in the next one.